So I guess part of what I do now is take a look at whatever weird crossover Hanna-Barbera, or rather the remnants of Hanna-Barbera, is involved with. Boy, this one's weird. And keep in mind, I've reviewed Scooby-Doo meets Kiss and the WWE meets the Flintstones. But this one is just... I don't even know where to begin. So this is Tom and Jerry's Spy Quest, the much anticipated crossover of Tom and Jerry and Jonny Quest. What? How did this happen? I mean, with stuff like Kiss and Scooby-Doo and the WWE and Scooby-Doo and even the WWE and the Flintstones kind of had a bit of logic behind it, but Tom and Jerry and Jonny Quest? Who the hell woke up one day and said, you know what we need to do? We need to put Tom and Jerry in an episode of Jonny Quest. I mean, just why? Why do they keep putting Tom and Jerry in places where they don't belong? Speaking of where they don't belong, the intro for this movie is the intro to Jonny Quest, and I'm not sure if they recreated it or they just took the original footage, but then they like photoshopped Tom and Jerry, you know, like running alongside everybody and getting in the way and stuff, and it felt so awkward, and that basically just set the whole tone for the movie. I mean, to be fair, the stuff with Tom and Jerry felt like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. The beginning of the movie, they were at the beach and they were going through their usual antics, and I think there have been many shorts where Tom and Jerry were at the beach, you know, slapping each other around and, you know, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You know what I do miss, though? I miss Tom's original yell. I probably shouldn't play it, but it's one of those ones where it just sounds like a guy screaming. It's like, ah! And... I mean, maybe it's really hard to create now, but couldn't they just sample it from one of the old cartoons? It was really funny, and I miss it. And then also, the stuff with Jonny Quest felt like Jonny Quest. It felt like an average episode of Jonny Quest. And you know what? I really like Jonny Quest. I think it's maybe one of the 5 good things Hanna-Barbera has ever produced. I mean, there's Jonny Quest, SWAT Kats, Pirates of Darkwater, the Halloween Tree, and Space Ghost, I guess. Even had a couple of good movies. The 80s series is kind of stupid, but the new one from the 90s was really good. And yes, I know about the new movie coming out. Robert Rodriguez, you better not screw this up. I've seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I know what you're capable of. They even brought back Dr. Zinn as the main villain, although they made him a little too silly and cartoonish. And speaking of cartoonish, his henchmen were cartoon cats that feel like they came out of an episode of Tom and Jerry, except they were in power suits, which felt really awkward. Although Dr. Zinn was voiced by James Hong, which I thought was really great. Speaking of voices, Tim Matheson is the voice of the President in this movie, and he was actually the original voice of Jonny Quest. So that was a really nice nod to the original, but the rest of the movie is just... it's hard to talk about. It's not bad, it's just... It's two things that don't work together. Because like the stuff with Tom and Jerry was really good, the stuff with Jonny Quest was really good. It's just that when they tried to combine it, it didn't gel properly. It was just, it's so strange. It felt like fan fiction, and you know what? I'm half convinced that might be where this started. I would say if you really like Jonny Quest, it might be worth checking out, because there really hasn't been anything new with Jonny Quest in a very long time. I mean, like I said before, there's a movie coming out. But it does beg the question, why didn't they just make a Jonny Quest animated movie? It's just like what happened with Scooby-Doo and Kiss. Why didn't they just make a Kiss movie? Why do they keep throwing goofy Hanna-Barbera characters into things that are cool? So yeah, that's all I got for Tom and Jerry's Spy Quest. Leave a comment below if you saw it and let me know what you thought of it. And what wacky Hanna-Barbera crossover do you think they're going to come up with next? My name is Rob, and have a wonderful day.